Hello, welcome to Quest for Thunder. I'm Mark. My wife Jean and I are refitting our 1983 Pearson 422, and we're glad you've joined us. If this is your first time visiting Quest for Thunder, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell so that you'll receive notification when we upload new content. Again, we're glad you're here. Welcome to Quest for Thunder, and enjoy the video. Thank you. Jean's painting the last of the cubbies that need to be painted. Cleaned it thoroughly, and now she's applying her coat of our paint that we're using on the inside. And it's one of these deep cubbies. It's difficult to reach back, and she pretty much has to put half of her body in there to get to it. But she's doing a good job. I think she's done this one already. Looks really good. And yeah, so I think that we'll be able to put the final coats of paint on the deck, the back of the settee, and inside this cubby, inside that cubby. Once I do that, then I can move everything from over here over to here, and that way I can do this deck, the back of this one, the settee, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be set with the settees as far as the paint is concerned. So progress is being made all the way around. In preparing to get the heads back into operation and get the sinks and all that back, we've run into a little issue. I've discovered an issue. If you look, this what you're seeing right here is the back side of the propane locker, which is accessible from the deck above. 2 bottles of propane in here, and the propane locker has a drain on it, and you can see there's a black hose. There's 3 white or whitish colored hoses there, and then there's the black hose. You can see that. Well, I don't know if you can determine I don't know if you can see very well on the camera how deteriorated that hose is. See if I can get some light on it. There we go. Pretty deteriorated there, you can see that. So, I got to take that off, obviously, put a new one on there. So, yep, this is the reason why boat projects take so long. Because you're working on one project and you discover a problem on something else, and you have to stop and do that because that really requires immediate attention. So that's what we'll be doing today. What a pain in the old tuchus. Can't believe, well, I guess I can believe. I mean, we're talking fairly old, very old plastic. And it didn't take much. I pulled on a little bit just to see if I could get the hose to come off, and it snapped right off, came off, so it was ready to go. So I guess better to find it now than to find it out at sea and have to deal with it while I'm out there floating around. Whether or not I'd even have the parts, I don't know. So I have to go to that great place that is so good at separating me from my money, West Marine, and see if I can find some parts to repair it. So I'm gonna close up the boat and head over there. So I guess I better get going. So as I indicated, these jobs get more and more difficult as the situation changes, and so you'll see the through hull down there, where all the lights coming in. Well, the attachment point, the nipple that comes into that through hull where the hose attaches, broke off. It was brittle, and so I've got to take that off now. So you can see how this is a Project Creep. It was simply changing out a hose. Now I got to change out a through hull. And also on the bottom of this locker, there's another one of those just like that. And the same thing happened on the bottom. The connection point for the hose broke off. So here's the hose in question. And you can see the condition that thing is in. That's 33 years of heat and rot. So you can see here how the threaded portion snapped off. This is from the bottom of the locker. This one is the bottom of the propane locker. It just snapped off. And then this piece here, if you see inside there, is that white section. That's the attachment point, and that's snapped off. That's the through hole portion. That's the portion that was going through the hull. Okay, well, you know, I mean, these things can be tragic. If that would have been under the water line, that would have been a real issue. I'd have had to put a DC plug in there. Hopefully, the remaining plastic would have been strong enough to hold the plug. I don't think I would ever use these below the water line. But yeah. So now the problem is, even though the hose was in bad shape, at least it was directing some of the water overboard that would collect in the bottom of the propane locker. Now that this is off and it's broken and I have to get parts, and this is not a one person job, I'm going to need two hands to do this. I've got a space now below the propane locker that basically just empties out into the head, as you saw before. Just empties out into this access compartment here. Alright, so it just empties right down in there. And then that down there, let's see if I get some light on the subject. Okay, and so that down there is that just leads to the bilge. Just goes right down underneath the floor of the shower stall that I'm in, and runs into, probably empties into the bilge in the engine room, is my guess. So any water that comes in now is going to run into the engine room. I have pumps to pump out any water that comes in. I just don't like having water in my engine room. And it's going to be, I'm not going to be able to get this today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put something in the bottom of the locker to at least prevent water from coming in any volume. And obviously the locker will fill up, but I can always pump that out with a wet vac. So at least that way I won't get too much water in the bilge. So anyway, that's what I got to do now, so I can get ready to go get some parts and pieces, bits and bobs, as they say in the good old UK.